In the beautiful city of Ibadan lived Adewale and his wife Funmi. They were a respected couple. Adewale was a successful businessman who provided a comfortable life for his family, while Funmi was a loving and humble woman who believed strongly in family and prayer. Their mansion was always filled with happiness, but deep inside Adewale's heart was one strong desire. He wanted a son. One evening, as they sat together in their garden, Adewale looked at his wife and said, "Funmi, God has blessed us with everything, but I still pray for a son, someone who will carry my name and continue my family." Funmi smiled gently. "Adewale, every child is a blessing. Whether a boy or a girl, we should be grateful." Adewale smiled, but his heart still longed for a male child. Months later, Funmi discovered she was pregnant. The entire family celebrated. Adewale was excited and believed his dream would finally come true. When the day of delivery arrived, everyone waited anxiously at the hospital. The doctor came out with a smile. "Congratulations, you have a beautiful baby girl." Funmi's face filled with joy. "Thank you, Lord." But Adewale's smile disappeared. "A girl?" he whispered, although he carried the baby briefly. His disappointment was obvious. His friends came to celebrate with him, but when one of them noticed his sadness, "My friend, why are you not happy? A child is a blessing." Adewale replied, "I was hoping for a son, maybe next time." Years passed, and their daughter Tenny grew into a sweet little girl who loved her father deeply. She always ran to welcome him whenever he returned home. "Daddy, carry me." But Adewale slowly became distant. 2 years later, Funmi became pregnant again. When she shared the news, Adewale became excited. "This time, I believe it will be a boy." Funmi smiled. "Let us accept whatever God gives us." But when the baby arrived, the doctor delivered the same news. "It's another beautiful girl." Adewale's happiness disappeared. Again, those words broke Funmi's heart. Instead of celebrating with his family, Adewale walked away. Slowly, his home changed. The man who once laughed with his family became quiet and distant. One day, Adewale visited his mother in the village. She welcomed him and asked about his family. When he told her he had 2 daughters, she sighed. "My son, a family needs a son. Who will carry your name when you are gone?" Those words planted a dangerous thought in Adewale's mind. Not long after, Funmi became pregnant for the 3rd time. She was afraid to tell her husband. When she finally did, Adewale looked at her and said, "I hope you will not disappoint me again." Funmi was hurt. Every night she prayed, "God, please let my husband love this child." The day finally came. After hours of waiting, the doctor announced, "Congratulations, it is another healthy baby girl." Adewale stood silently. 3 girls? Without carrying his daughter, he walked away. Funmi watched him leave with tears in her eyes. She looked at her baby and whispered, "My child, even if your father rejects you, your mother will always love you." From that day, the relationship between Adewale and his family began to change. He stopped spending time with his daughters. He stopped attending their school events. He became a stranger inside his own home. One evening, little Tenny asked, "Daddy, did I do something wrong?" Adewale looked away. "No, go inside." The little girl walked away sadly. Funmi noticed the pain in her daughter's eyes, but she kept protecting her children. "Your father is just tired," she told them, but she knew something was wrong. As time passed, Adewale began staying away from home more often. When Funmi asked for money for the children's needs, he became angry. "The children are your responsibility." "But Adewale, they are your children too," Funmi replied. He ignored her. While his family struggled, Adewale met a young woman named Ronke. Ronke was beautiful, confident, and knew how to make him feel important. During their conversations, Adewale shared his frustrations. "I have everything, but I don't have a son." Ronke smiled. "Maybe your blessing is still coming." Those words touched him. Soon, their friendship became something more. Adewale began spending money on Ronke. He bought her gifts. He rented a beautiful apartment for her. He treated her like a queen. Meanwhile, Funmi and her daughters began struggling at home. One night, Bisi asked, "Mommy, are we eating today?" Funmi forced a smile. "Yes, my child." But after putting her children to sleep, she cried quietly because there was barely any food left. Eventually, Adewale made a decision. He returned home one evening with a serious expression. "Funmi, I have something to tell you." She looked at him. "What is it?" "I am marrying another woman." Funmi froze. "After everything we built together?" Adewale remained silent. "Because I have given you 3 daughters and no son?" He looked away. Funmi's heart broke. She realized the man she loved was choosing a dream over his own family. The day Adewale left to begin a new life with Ronke, his 3 daughters stood at the gate watching him leave. Tenny asked, "Daddy, will you come back?" Adewale entered his car without answering. As the car disappeared disappeared into the distance, Funmi held her daughters close. She didn't know how they would survive, but she made a promise. I may not have a rich husband beside me anymore, but I will never abandon my children. Meanwhile, Adewale believed he had finally found the woman who would give him the son he always wanted, but destiny had a different plan, because sometimes the child we spend our whole life searching for is not the blessing we think it is. To be continued.